Well, hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. We're at St Mellion today. We've got a challenge tour event going on here at St Mellion and we thought we'd pop down just to see what goes on. Let's see if we can catch up with maybe a couple of the players, see how they warm up, what's in their golf bags, maybe get out onto the golf course. But Bernie has found a golf. I'm not sure you're supposed to be just rummaging around in people's golf bags. However, as you can see, we've got Steve and Tiley. Now Stephen, I met Steve a few years back now when I was caddying for Paul at tour school. Well, we made contact with Steve, didn't we?
Yeah, we did, yeah. He's on Instagram.
He is on Instagram.
He's building a nice profile on that.
He is doing that. But I thought today we'd have a rummage in his golf bag, but we might have to go and get him because we can't just start rummaging. Only fair, yeah.
This is a bit confusing, even confusing for me. And
yeah, there's a lot of numbers going on.
A tech freak, but there's a bit going on in here.
Well, let's go and catch up with Steve. Right, Steve, we finally got together. St Mellion International, I call it, but it's St Mellion Golf Club. How are you feeling?
I feel great. Had a good couple of weeks. Finished second about a month ago and finished tied fourth a couple of weeks ago, so my game's in good shape. Yeah, so it feels good. Feels good to be here.
You're based at Royal St Paul's?
That's right, yeah. I've been there since I was 14, so yeah, played all my amateur stuff, represented the club, played in 4 British Opens and representing the club, so yeah, it's good there and good test of golf, fabulous golf course, really great members and a great club overall.
And you're getting into a little bit of Instagramming, I see. So...
Yeah, started my Instagram at the Short Game Doctor a couple of months ago. I sort of had my own account for playing and stuff and just transferred that over, and it's more sort of short game tips and reels and stuff like that. So it's been a lot of fun doing that.
And being as you're the 2018 par 3 British par 3 champion.
18, yeah.
2018,
yeah, a long time ago.
So to call yourself the Short Game Doctor, I mean, you've got to have a bit of a short game to win that.
Yeah, so that's a great little course. Play that every year, same course at Nowcott Hall. Yeah. I play with a great friend of mine, Keith Della, and we just have a fun week. And you have to be really good short game and wedges. So. No, it's good. We're
going to have a little look in your golf bag today.
Okay, yeah.
I love looking in tour players' golf bags because there's so much going on. There's so many stories and so much history that goes on in there.
Yeah.
Tell me, well, where do you want to start? Where should we start?
We'll start down the bottom end. Seeing as your Short Game Doctor,
yes,
we'll start with the wedges.
Okay, go on then.
So SM9,
so
new Titleist wedges. Yeah. Rusty, raw finish. I've got 58, 10 degrees of bounce. Like the options in the bunker for a lot of bounce, yeah, and sort of when I play at Deal, there's a lot of sand, so I need a lot of bounce and stuff like that in the bunkers.
Yeah.
And it's shaving off sort of round the. I've got hill relief, quite a lot of hill relief where I can manipulate the bounce as well when I get on tight lies round St Ports.
Because the 10 bounce S is literally just a little small slither that comes off the back edge normally, isn't it?
Yeah.
So you've had that worked on from...
Yeah, from the hill, so a lot of hill relief. Yeah. So just so the hill doesn't sort of dig in and turn the club over and de-loft it. So I've got a 54 10S, same again, lots of hill relief, 50 12F, and I've got a 46 10F.
Okay.
So all similar sort of wedges, no like sort of funky. I carry sort of 4 wedges here.
Yeah.
These are like sort of where I make my money down here. Lots of layups on par 5. So I need these to be working on any given week. So got lots of options here, lots of different yardages. Probably around.
Let's have a quick look. So at the back of that, of that wedge, you've got numbers written all over it.
Yeah, they've a little bit worn out, and I put them in my yardage book. This is a better one here. We've got 105, we've got 101 and 97. So they're sort of like my go-to yardages, and then I've got pretty much 4 to 5 with each club. sort of really go-to numbers. So,
and why is it that you write the numbers on there? Is it? I mean, I imagine, and you might stop me if I'm wrong here, but when you're under the gun, under a bit of pressure, it's quite nice to just have a bit of something to look at.
A bit of clarity and a bit of like sort of, just something just not to forget. And also, if I'm working on, I warm up with my TrackMan all the time, and I'm seeing every day the different yardages, and if it's not quite 105, then I need to sort of be quick to adapt. Basically, so if it's going 100 and it should be going 105, then we need and a quick look at the wedge. So it's just out of like sort of just a little bit more reassurance, basically. So when you're under the gun.
Shafts. Absolutely. What shafts do you carry in those? All
of them. Yeah. So we've got NS Pro,
Modus,
Modus 3, Tall 130, Flex Stiff.
So quite heavy.
Quite heavy. Yeah, I like heavy shafts.
Yeah.
And just they just work really well. SM9's fantastic wedge. I went from the SM7 straight to the SM9s.
Did you? You missed that SM8?
Yeah, I missed SM8, but the SM9s are absolutely fantastic. So really nice. I probably won't change them for a while. So.
And on that then, how often as the short game specialist, what would you sort of focus on as a change time for a wedge then for you?
It depends. Sort of the 58 goes if you hit a lot of bunker shots. I mean, if you hit a lot of bunker shots daily, that they go quite quickly. So
that's the one that you would chop out the most.
58, and also it depends what you're like as a chipper. If you're quite a driver and it comes low with no spin, you're probably better off having a fresh wedge more often, and you can get more spin and stuff like that. I like having a lot of on the spin spectrum higher, so I change them off quite frequently. So and
then interestingly, you go into a 46. You keep in the 46 Vokey. You wouldn't, let's say, put a wedge of the set in?
No, I have tinkered about, but I always go back to this, just keeping it like sort of the same with the other Vokeys. It's actually, I think it's 44, because the Vokeys don't come out as far as like the normal set, so that's actually a 44 degree, quite strong wedge. And my main objection with a 46 is just to try and get as much as I can out of the wedge, out of a Vokey. So
and how far would you carry that wedge?
This goes like 127 full. Full shot. 127. So, and then it goes down to sort of 115. So I can get that down to sort of 115.
Move us into the irons then. What are we in there?
We've got 620 forged. So we've got
they're the newest blade that Tyler's make.
Newest blade. So we go with this one. We've got a 6 iron length, but it's 7 iron loft.
Oh wow.
So so this is like a Billy Horschel does it, VJ Singh does it. No offset. So it's got minimal offset. So
because you've added loft. You've pushed it forward.
So there's absolutely like zero like offset on these clubs.
And you've done that yourself, or is that something? So you've been tinkering around with it yourself? And because they're blades, they don't go as far. So I've kept the length. So I didn't want to. You usually go sort of try and de-loft blades, but then that puts more offset on. So it's 6 iron length to keep the distance, and we've just added loft. Stamped it up as a 7.
7, so.
I knew there was some stories and trinkets in these tool bags. But that's quite well worn, isn't it? You know, you practice. You're a big practicer.
Yeah, big practicer. So I hit a lot of balls.
And from where you are from Cinque Ports, I mean, it's quite sandy, isn't it? It's quite sandy base, so you're getting out of a lot of sand.
So that'll go.
Wears it out a bit.
That'll go pretty quick. And range balls at normal, like sort of hard range balls, they sort of don't help with the lasting of the club. So. And
does that start at like 9 iron? Do you start tinkering around with the lofts and offsets and things from 9 iron?
From 8 to 9. 8 it's
8's your lowest iron in the bag, but you've moved that to the 9 to blend in with the wedge then.
8, 7, 6, 5.
Yeah.
5's going into TMB now.
But you've actually got 2 5-irons stamped up there.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. So that's pretty like.
Love it.
Yeah, if you get on like, I did it first did it in the first week I played with South Africa.
Yeah.
And you have local caddies, and I had
Confusing
to like very much so. Yeah. So so and sometimes it confuses people on the tee. I'm not doing it for that reason, but 2 5-irons there.
Yeah.
And
shaft the same.
Shafts all the same,
all
yeah.
the same right
all
way
the same.
through.
All the right through, yeah. So keeping it the same.
And then we moved to head covers.
Yeah, a lot of them.
Yeah.
So this one gets transferred out depending on, we'll go to this one first. This is a 7-wood.
Okay.
21 degree TS2.
Yeah.
And that's got a Tensai, yeah, Mitsubishi.
Yeah. What weight is in? What's that in there? So it's an 80 gram.
80 gram.
So that's a TX. So
yeah, TX. Tour stiff, yeah.
Tour stiff.
So
okay.
That gets swapped out every now and again.
Just because you want to keep the flight down in certain situations.
Yeah. DP World, that goes in a lot.
Yeah.
A lot of 7-woods into par 4s, par 3s, 220.
Yeah.
Good club.
Yeah.
Yeah. When you have to hit it high and stuff like that. This week quite windy.
Yeah.
Probably not going to go in.
Moving on then.
Moving on.
Syncport's head cover.
Syncport's head cover.
Yeah.
And
repping the club.
Yeah,
Love
absolutely. Have to. We've got a 4-iron hybrid, 25, Titleist H1.
Okay.
Great club. I sat down with my coach after the first year on DP World, and I used to carry a 4-iron from the set, low, and there's a couple of changes that we had to make. One of them was I was hitting my wedges too low, this pitching wedge too low, and it was coming in too firm and no spin, and so we worked on a little bit of a higher one, a little bit higher chip shot, and the other one was a 4-iron. We put a hybrid in and we can hit it high and get to those pins that are tucked that normally the people are hitting sort of 6-iron, 7-irons, and I can still semi get to them, and it's good flight.
It's probably the biggest recommendation that I've had for so many amateur golfers.
100%, yeah. I mean, that is like, if I've got it in my bag, 4-iron hybrid, then everyone should really be using them. Yeah, really, unless you're like a strong young lad. And then we go to 915H 3-iron.
Oh, this is an old trusty.
This is a very old trusty. See how many times we hit it?
How many times you hit that?
A lot.
A lot.
A lot into par 3s, par 4s, a lot into par 4s really, long club. Diamana 90, whiteboard.
Yeah, and is that X or is it stiff or what have you
X,
yeah.
And this is like, this will never change. I've tried new ones.
You'll cave the face before anything
else. They've sent me a new face, but I've swapped that out and it just didn't seem to go the same. Yeah, so I've got a backup face at home, but it didn't make the bag. So
okay.
Next we move on to TS2 3-wood.
Yeah. Another
one. Lots of wear. 3-wood you find if you find a good one. Just keep it forever.
And what loft have you actually got it set on?
It's 13.5 head. I've got that at about 15.
Have you? Okay.
Yeah. So cranked it up a little bit. Yeah. About maybe 14 and a half. Yeah. So that's another club that you don't change.
No.
And then we go into the driver, TSI 3.
Yeah.
Still waiting on the new one.
Yeah.
Probably going to get fitted after the season.
Okay. And where would you go for a fitting for that?
Woburn.
You go Woburn.
Yeah, Woburn. Yeah. So fantastic facility up there. Absolutely first class.
Yeah.
We've got a Hazardous in there, slightly longer than standard.
Is it?
Yeah. Quite a straight hitter, so I can grab another edge.
6.5. 70.
Yeah, 76 gram.
How far would you carry that? What's that going on TrackMan?
That's probably going about 265.
265 in the air.
Yeah.
What swing speed are you at with that?
107.
107. Okay.
Yeah, so maximising everything.
Yeah.
Got a spare shaft in here. This one is slightly lighter.
So it's still the 6.5, but it's in a 60 gram.
Yeah. I think it's the same. It's pretty much the same length.
Yeah.
But this is tipped maybe 2 inches, 2.5 inches.
Which just stiffens it up a bit.
Stiffens it up big time. This goes a little bit straighter than that one and a little bit lower.
Okay.
So if it's a windy place, if it's a links, it runs a little bit more. I'll swap that out. So potentially this week, if it's tight, I might swap that out. But if it's a wide open course and this one carries a little bit more, this one carries 5 yards less.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'll swap that out maybe this week if it's tight. Yeah. So
I don't see that very often, but that's good.
no,
I like that.
yeah. So that's a shaft option there.
Yeah. And then last but not least, we got putter.
Yeah. So this is Odyssey 11.
Yeah.
Tour line. I used this. I've been using this for a month. First week out, tried it. Put it in on the bag on the Wednesday, finished second, tied second, straight week. So that's nice. I just like the way it lines up with the line.
Centre shaft?
Yeah, centre shaft. Yeah. I use centre shaft. Used to use Seymour for a long time.
Yeah.
For about 11, 12 years, and a centre shafted 2-ball in college. So gone back to a centre shafted. I love the way it sets up.
Yeah.
And alignment. I was using a Scotty Cameron Tour only Trillium that I will use again in the future, no doubt, but this is in for now, and it's made me a bit of money in the last couple of weeks, so that's a nice little addition.
What golf ball are you using in that golf bag?
I've got here Pro V1.
So Pro V1.
Yeah. So
just the
standard black, yeah. No left dash or anything like that.
No,
don't spin it enough. So, but there's
why do you use that? Let's say over the X.
Lot softer for chipping around the greens and stuff like that. And
so it's more of a feel thing for you.
Yeah. And also, like, pretty much, this just, I love the way it flights in the wind and stuff like this. It's a good ball. It's a really good ball in the wind. Yeah. And then I think
slightly lower spinning.
Yeah. I think if you can find a good ball in the wind, you're halfway there. We play a lot in the wind in Europe, so that's my ball. I mark it. Let's see if I got one. English rose.
Oh, do you? Nice.
Yeah.
Touch.
So I draw a nice English rose on there. So I draw that on there every night.
Yeah. You don't use a line or anything like that on your ball?
No, no line or anything like that. No. We've got a Titleist player's glove.
Yeah.
Small. They're nice glove, good glove.
What do you use, like rangefinder wise? Do you use anything like that?
Yeah, got a rangefinder in here. This is Bushnell.
Yeah.
Yeah, just a Bushnell Tour V1 with
You're
slope.
not allowed to use that in tournaments.
No,
you just for practice rounds.
For practice rounds, yeah, quite easy.
And do you use the slope on it as well, just for when you're making yardages?
Yeah, I use the slope on there, so I'll go and check all the yardages. But we have books that have slope in it as well. So, but you just got to double check and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Spikes.
Extra spikes.
Yeah, using light metal spikes. Just switched to them a couple of weeks ago. More grip and stuff like that. I like that. I like the way they sound on the concrete as well.
Something about that.
Yeah, there is. Yeah. Got 2 light switches here.
Oh, wow, what are they?
if you follow the Short Game Doctor, you know these are my landing spots. So I put these out and I chip onto them. So yeah, when I'm practicing my chipping, I chuck them onto the green.
And as a short game coach, I mean, landing zone is key, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean that's what. Whenever I do a lesson, I put a couple of these out. Usually work on technique for the first half an hour, and then we see, right, are you hitting your landing spot, and then is that the right flight that they wanted and stuff like that, and just trying to match up what their expectations are and stuff like that. So yeah, they're key. We usually carry a tripod.
Yeah.
Have I got my tripod? Yeah, got my tripod. Just a little handy one when I'm traveling. This is key. Not too great in the wind, but it's okay. That just sort of comes out, and it's just a little travel. That's key for doing like Instagram and stuff like that. But
and also filming yourself if you want to send something.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, back to my coach.
Yeah.
What have we got in here? We've got a pulse roll gun for warming up. So yeah, just do a little bit of warming up and stuff like that in the locker room before we go. I've got another sort of ball that I roll on, like just warm up the muscles and stuff like that.
Yeah, really important to keep that safe from injury and stuff, isn't it?
Yeah, just like 40 now, so I'm not getting any younger, and my back sort of gets tight, so I need to loosen that up and stuff like that.
Yeah.
We've got a
wrench to change up the shafts.
Yeah, I changed Lee Westwood's on the first tee in Italy.
Did he know it?
Yeah, he had a little he had a little noise in his driver, first tee in Italy, first time I played with him, third round, and he was like tapping his driver, and it was making a funny noise. And he brought out a wrench, and he said, "I've never done this before." And
Are you
I was
meant to
like,
help him?
"Yeah, give it here, I'll do it." So I tightened it up, and that was it. So that cut the ice. And
I have never done this before.
yeah, so
Wow.
he's obviously had all the tour guys do that.
Yeah, they look after him.
Yeah, I think that's it. I think we've got like some iPods in here. We've got sort of the watch.
Yeah.
Nice Breitling watch that I played in a Pro-Am, and we got a nice watch off Breitling.
Lovely.
So yeah, they're a good watch company, and everything like that really. Yeah, so that's it.
Right, Steve, well, a big thank you to you for allowing us to come out and have a little look in your golf bag and go deeper into your golf bag.
Yeah, we went deep.
We went deep there, didn't we?
Some light switches and everything.
Don't forget, everybody, to go and follow Steve on his Instagram. I'll pop a little your handle just down here as well. So, and we wish you all the best this week.
Thank you very
I know
much.
it's going to be a busy week for you,
Thanks.
so
no problem.
we'll leave you to it.
Yeah, getting prepared for this week, and it's great to finally meet you and get on the channel.
Brilliant.
Thank you.
Don't forget, if you are new to the channel, hit that subscribe button, and we'll see you all again very soon.